Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Friday afternoon at the Manor. It's been a while since I've shown my face. It's good to be back from Thailand, and I'll be offering my footprints of Thailand in a couple of weeks from now. But over to Susan Johnson, who will let you know the insight and wisdom you'll experience today from our wonderful keynote. Over to you, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming here today. We are delighted to welcome Pauline Martin, who last year spearheaded two enormous relief efforts for Jamaica and Haiti. And she's going to tell us what all motivates her, what gets her able to do these things. Pauline?
I want to thank you for the opportunity to come and speak with you today and how I overcame adversities and how I got to where I am today. I'm going to call this a giving heart. That's what I'm going to call it. You know, I grew up in Jamaica, and my dad was a farmer. My mom was a domestic help. So we didn't grow up on a lot. There were 8 children, 8 of us. And but we never went to bed hungry. That's one thing. But we knew how to have fun. Didn't cost us anything, but we knew how to have fun. So I'm going to tell you a very funny story about what we did when we hop trucks. One of the things that we did to have fun was hop trucks. So we have trucks always going by our house. And so we would hop on the trucks, we'll hold on to them while the truck is driving, and then we would let go running, and then and that's how we got off the truck. I remember once we hopped on one of the trucks and everybody else was off the truck, but I was still holding on to that truck because the truck was going so fast and my legs weren't able to go as fast to be able to let go of the truck to continue running. And I didn't have a choice but just to let go. So I let go, and thank God that I'm alive today. So anyways, I just want to say that we grew up very poor. You know, we didn't have a lot. Sorry. Oh my God. And sometimes I get emotional. There were so many children, and we, my dad never treated my mom well. And I remember she left and she went away to Kingston to work and doing domestic work just to help to take care of us. And we're always excited when she come back home at Christmas time because she will always give us presents and clothing. And I remember once when my mom came home and we begged her not to go back, but she had to go back because she wasn't happy being at home. However, I remember I was an A student in school, and I graduated from one high school and I went to another high school in Kingston, where it's called Tivoli Garden School. And because I was a great athlete in one high school, so my physics teacher decided to get me a spot in the school in Tivoli Gardens. However, while I was going to Tivoli, I went to live with my brother in St. Catherine. So my dad used to send funds for me for bus fare and so on to go to school. And I ended up meeting this young man while I was in school, and I got pregnant. And I got pregnant at 18 years old. And I was still going to school while I was pregnant. And after I started showing, I thought more or less, oh my God, you know, what am I going to do? I can't tell my parents. And then I started showing. When I started showing, my brother kicked me out of the house. I had no place to go, no place to live. And I was just too ashamed. So I just want to explain to you how I got from where I was to where I am today, and how I ended up in Canada and able to help people in Haiti. So I was too ashamed to go home. So I bounced around. I bounced around from one place to the next, looking for a place to live, to sleep each night, food. And I used to do domestic work. I used to go next door to the neighboring community and knock on doors and ask them if they need anyone to wash for them and so on and so forth. And that's how I made money to be able to at least eat. And at that time, I was 18 years old. And I grew up pretty fast. I was very responsible because I started working when I was 12 years old. I used to work in the market with this gentleman who used to sell food in the market. And I used to go after school on Fridays, and I used to go and help him out on Saturdays as well. And when my mom left home, I was the one taking care of the home. I was doing all the cleaning, the cooking, the grocery shopping, taking care of my little brother and sister. And I'm basically running the house, washing my dad's dirty clothes because he was a farmer. And basically, I grew up pretty quickly, and I learned responsibility very early in my life. So that's what really kept me when I was away and when I was pregnant and I had no place to live. And I was there for a long time. I was like 6 months pregnant into my pregnancy. And my mom came over to take me back home. And I was too ashamed because what am I going to tell my dad? I left to go to school and they have hopes, high hopes and dreams for me to become something in life. And I felt like I disappointed them and I let them down and I could never face them. My mom, God bless her, beautiful soul. She was such a gentle person, but my dad was a disciplinarian and I was afraid to actually go home. So I waited until I had no other choice after bouncing around from one place to the next. I was basically homeless, and I went back home, and I basically just hop on the bus because they live on the main road with no money. And actually, I got them to just stop by the in front of the house to run in and get some bus fare. And I was too embarrassed. I always stay inside. And anyways, I had my children, and I ended up having twin girls. So I have twins. It was very difficult for me to take care of them. So I started after 3 months. I'm just giving you just a little bit of my life story here. And after 3 months, 2 months of having my kids, I went out searching for jobs. I would go into Ocherias. We're from the St. Anne area. I would go into Ocherias and I would enter into restaurants, asking if they need somebody, they need any help. And, I was constantly going on a daily basis. And at one day, God opened up a door for me. I was on my way home, and back then we used to hitch ride. We go out and we just hitch ride to wherever we want to go, so we don't have money to pay bus fare, right? So a gentleman stopped and gave me a ride, and he was German. And he gave me a ride home, and I was explaining to him that I'm really looking for work. I have 2 kids to take care of. The father wasn't around, and I didn't know what to do. And he says, I have a restaurant. Why don't you come by and we'll see if we could use you. So I went and he hired me on the spot, and I was happy and excited. And I worked there for 2 years. For 2 years, I worked there until in 1981, I wanted something better for myself. I wanted to provide more for my children. And I was thinking about going to journalism school, but I didn't have the money, working $30 a week, taking care of 2 girls. So my mom had a friend that lived here in Canada. And I said, Mom, why don't you ask her? You should ask her daughter if she can sponsor me to Canada, send me an invitation. My mom said, okay. She asked the lady, and her daughter agreed. And she sent me the invitation letter, and that was the most exciting part of my life. She sent me an invitation letter, and I arrived in Canada back in 1981. And I remember back then, people used to take the bus from the airport, take the subway to go home. A lot of people didn't really have cars like now. And she lived in the Jane and Finch area. And I lived with her for some time. And during that time, I did some babysitting, living babysitting, until I ended up getting a job at Jux's Deli. And I was such a good worker. I was the fastest cashier there, and they just loved me. It happened that I ended up being sponsored by someone. And I went to Jamaica because I wanted to see my children. I didn't want to be sponsored while I'm here. I decided to go back home. And so I could be with my kids. So I went back home when the kids were 5 years old. So I left when they were 2. I went back when they were 5, and I stayed with them in 1984 to 85 for a year. And then we all came back together. I was very fortunate. I was blessed to be able to come back to the same place that I lived when I left Canada, because my girlfriend was still in the same apartment holding this place, so I could have a place to come back to. And I remember my kids came back with me, and I don't have any family members here or anything like that, and it was very difficult, very challenging for childcare and so on and so forth. But I remember very, very clearly that one day I didn't have money for food. And I remember that weekend I'd loaned someone some money, and the person had promised to pay me back those funds. And the person never showed up, never called. And, back then on the weekends, we used to do our cleaning. We used to do all this stuff. And I cleaned up my fridge. And I remember having some hot dog, it was kind of slimy, and I threw it in the garbage. And the person never showed up. And I was like, what am I going to feed my kids? And thank God I didn't take the garbage out. So I decided to go back into the garbage and take the hot dog out, and I cooked that thing up. I cut it up, I cook it up real nice, and I feed it to myself and my children and went to bed. And I was able to reach out to a friend and he was able to help me at that point. But what I'm trying to say is that I've overcome a lot of adversities, from being homeless, not being able to feed my kids, to where I am today. And I'm just grateful for where I'm at, because I'm not rich, but I'm able to help some people who are in need. And if you notice the Jamaican flag, it's black, yellow, and gold. Black is basically how I emerge and evolve from it all, and the yellow, it represents the sunshine and the gratitude, and holding on to my faith, and the green is always hold on to my faith, and that the grass is always greener on the other side. It's never the end, and if we just continue to have faith and trust in God, that things will always work out. There's a saying that said, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. And here I am today. I'm in the position with the little that I have that I can bless others. And you don't have to be wealthy to do something for each other. I'm rich in many ways. I'm rich with, I have beautiful family and friends in my life. And I'm blessed beyond even my wildest dream. And so when the earthquake happened, how I started in Haiti, when the earthquake happened, we all was glued to our TV and with our jaws dropped. And for me, I was just sitting there and I was saying to myself, what can I do back in 2010? What can I do to help these people? I really would love to do something. I would really be present and to be there. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't have the connection or anything. So I started going to the gym in Brampton, and I met this guy who was Haitian. And I became friends with him. And I said, whenever you go to Haiti, I would love to go with you, And he said, sure. And everything's just aligned at the time when he went. So he told me that he was going to go back in 2012. I think it was July 2012. And it so happened that I had a 5-day event in Miami. I had a wedding to go to in Dominican Republic, and I booked my trip to go to Haiti. So the guy was going at the same time. So I spent 5 days in Miami, booked my trip for 5 days in Miami. Then from Miami, I went to Dominican Republic. And from Dominican Republic, I went over to Haiti, all within that same time period, the same trip. And but I remember when I was in Dominican Republic, and at the end of my trip in Punta Cana, I decided I'm not going to go all the way back from Punta Cana to Miami to go to Haiti when it's just 45 minutes away. So I booked a flight. From the Dominican shuttle from Punta Cana to go into Haiti. And when I arrived to the airport, I already checked out of my hotel. When I arrived at the airport, the flight came and they said, no, they can't take anybody else. They came with a smaller aircraft. And I said, what am I going to do? I already checked out of my hotel. All my friends are gone. I don't know anybody here. So I called the airline and they said, okay, what I can do is take the taxi from Dominican Republic, which is hours away, probably 3-4 hours. I can't remember how long it was, about 4 hours from Punta Cana to Santo Domingo. And he said, I'm going to hold the flight for you. And it cost me 150 US. And anyways, they were able to give me back some money because from Dominican to Haiti, it cost way less to go. And I remember being on that plane and I was just praying that, God, please just get us there safely. It was horrifying. It was noisy. And anyways, I got to Haiti and my whole purpose of going to Haiti was to connect with some people and to see how I can start my journey there. And the guy picked me up from the airport and the house that I stayed at, there were some people there and I connected with them, made friends with them, I connected with them. So the next year, this was 2012. So 2013, I decided to go back. But what I did, I went on Facebook and I searched for an organization that was helping women that were victimized. And I found this this organization called Kofoviv. I got in touch with them and I made arrangements to see them when I get there. I brought some stuff, some clothing stuff, baby stuff, and so on in my suitcase when I was going. And I connected with them when I got there. So I stayed at the same house that I stayed at the first time, and they took me around and stuff like that. And I connected with them. And I decided that I was going to take one person out of the camp who was still living in the camp after the 2010 earthquake. And I'm going to put her into a house and help her. So I chose this young lady called Gerline, and she had 3 children. And I was able to put her into a house. And at this time, I was using my own funds to do everything. I'm not rich, but I just wanted to give back a little, from whatever little bit that I have. And I helped her out. And that's how I connected. And now I met this wonderful, wonderful young lady, Pauline Martin. We happen to have the same last name. And she was very versed, in English. She speak English very, very well, very fluent. And we stayed in touch after that. And I did what I had to do to help Gerline. And Michelle and I decided, because the organization is still running, but it's not like it was before. So we decided we're going to just go off on our own and do our own thing. So I keep going back every year or every other year, whenever I can, because I was using my own funds to do that. And eventually I started reaching out to other people to help out in giving. So I didn't want to take money because I don't have an organization to give a tax receipt or anything like that. So I decided to just ask for things like backpacks, school supplies. And I feel blessed to have people in my life and to have the network of people that was willing to contribute and to help out and at whatever initiative that I am doing to make it a success. So, I've been there at Christmas time. And I remember the first Christmas that I went to Haiti, 2016, and I brought back a bunch of stuff, barrels with stuff. And but I wasn't able to bring everything because there was a strike with Air Canada, and I wasn't able to bring all this stuff. So when I was there, I bought stuff in bulk, like food and baby stuff, and everything was in bulk. And we give it out to the community, like chicken, rice, and everything. But I remember Michelle said to me, Pauline, you need to go to the hospital. And I went with her and my heart was broken. Like, it was deplorable. The hospital had young children in it. The mothers, they were sleeping on the floor just to be there with their kids. And at that time, there were kids there that got injured during the earthquake, that lost a limb, an arm or something. And the parents were still in the hospital with them, sleeping on the floor, deplorable condition. It smells outside in the garbage. And it was very painful for me to see, knowing what I've been through, and these people really need help and there's nobody to help them. So we went out, we cooked on Christmas Day, and we went down we bought foam containers, and we brought the food down for them at the hospital and make sure they had a meal on Christmas Day. And we bought baby food and formula, diapers and stuff like that. And we just give out on Christmas Day. And those are the things that really give me a lot of satisfaction, and make me want to continue with my journey. So all I have to say to everybody is that doesn't matter what you're going through, because I'm not rich, right? And it doesn't matter what you're going through. There is a lot going on right now around the world. And I just want to encourage everyone to hold on to their faith and be strong, and open up your heart to bless others if you're in the position to do so. Because there's so many people out there in need right now. And I was very fortunate to be connected to the church, to Richard, and we were able to pack the 12 barrels for the 2014 earthquake that happened in Lekai and Banish and all these other areas that were affected. And we're also able to pack 6 barrels to send off to Jamaica, because we know a lot of people are struggling during the pandemic. So I just wanted everyone to encourage everyone to just stay strong, and to stay strong, and to think about others who are really in need, So I just want to say God bless you, and I thank you so much. I have a video I want to share, but unfortunately, I'm not able to upload it to my iPad, where I'm doing for my InShot. But anyways, I'm going to do my best in. I'll share my screen. If Nina give me permission to share a couple of photos.
Yep. Your co-host, you can go ahead and share.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
No.
Okay, share screen. Start broadcast.
Yes, we can see it.
Yes. Oh, nice.
Okay, so I just want to share a couple of slides. Some of them may be repeated. This is when I went to Haiti, and helping kids with the backpacks and school supplies, and also at times I help to pay their school fees when I bring stuff and have the ladies helping. These were barrels I sent back in 2016. This is Michelle. Sorry. This is the earthquake when it happened in 2010. This is when I went to Haiti, my very first time in Haiti. And the gentleman over here on the left is the gentleman I met in the gym. And these were the other people that were living at the house that I met and made friends with, and they were able to help me out. And this was the first family I met, and I was helping this young lady here on the left with school. And Gerline, this is Gerline. She's the young lady that I helped from Kofoviv. She have actually 4 children. And this was where she was living in make fish tents and stuff like that. And this is another young lady who was at Kofoviv. She's 16 years old and she was raped and she had a child. And these were the ladies from Kofoviv. Michelle is not really in this picture, but you have Gerline and the other ladies who were running the organization. And here is Mr. Eric. He is the consulate of Haiti that I met him back in 2013, I think it was, at an event for Haiti. And yeah, so Michelle had sent me a video to share, but I wasn't able, sorry. got a bit of a cold. I wasn't able to upload it. She just wanted to say thanks to everyone. She wanted to say thanks to everyone. Thanks to Manor Road United Church, and thanks to Pastor JJ and everything that Manor Road have done for Haiti, for the 2014 earthquake, and so appreciative. As you know, she's pregnant and she put out so much, and she's at the hospital right now. She did a video, and she's giving birth next month, and we just have to please pray for her and for safe delivery. And just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Very nervous.
You did well, Pauline. And honestly, the pictures on the WhatsApp of the journey in Haiti and the people from Haiti and their strength and their endurance and ability to deal, it's a tribute to you for the leadership that you've given for this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And also the encouragement, in my experience, it's the people who have the least who tend to give the most. The more you have, the more you think you need. And so this, right from the get-go, you wanted to reach out, and it's come back to you, and I'm glad of that. You are really an inspiration.
Thank you. I know what it's like to be homeless, and I can walk in their shoe, know what it's like. They're helpless, nobody to help them, no place to go, no food, so I've experienced that. So, I can relate. Yeah.
I'm a bit the opposite, because I've, always had, a home and food and that. To me, it's unthinkable that anyone should have to live without those. And so it's sort of like,
Yeah.
Okay, what can we do for you?
Are you asking me a question? Did we lose connection?
I get it.
I think you've overwhelmed us.
Well, I know that Haiti especially is always an ongoing need for things. And
Yes.
so
Yes. Which
relief arms do you recommend, like just for the general ongoing, to get help to them?
Michelle and I are talking about, because she's pregnant right now and so much going on in Haiti. Mm-hmm. Because we're trying to start something ourselves there. Okay. But the thing is that I'm just waiting for her, because a lot of the organization, it doesn't get to a lot of people.
Yes.
And what I liked about working with Michelle was that she's able to seek out the people that need it the most. Mm-hmm. And that's how, when I bring stuff there and go and gather things and buy things, that we're able to give to those people that need it the most. I remember there was one lady living on top of somebody's house, with just tops around it. And we have to climb up a ladder just to get to where she was, her children, and a lady who was blind, God bless her soul, she passed on now, that we're able to go and help her and stuff like that. So we're thinking about putting something together so we can help the people that really need it the most. Because I find that organizations, there's a lot of people that are left behind. Yes. And so we're trying to do something so we can get to people that really, really, really need it.
So much of it.
And I see it. Exactly. A lot of people ask me, Pauline, why you from Jamaica? Why Haiti and not Jamaica? And I said that as much as there's some need in Jamaica, but I said, I've been to Haiti. I've seen how people are destitute. They're in need. I've been to Haiti, and I'm from Jamaica and I've gone there many times, but I see the need in Haiti. Mm-hmm. So that's where my heart really is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have no problem in Jamaica either, but that's where my heart is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, Susie Morris from the church before COVID would make journeys in with a group that provided dental care in Haiti. And she would often bring back the pictures and share with us. And they were going up into the hills and into some pretty Pretty interesting
Yes.
areas to go through, and you realize how devastating the earthquakes have been and the poverty that exists in Haiti.
Yeah. Yeah, it's horrible,
Mhm.
And right now there's so much going on. There's so much violence, and I worry about Michelle. I was even talking to her a couple of days ago. Why don't you just go to Dominican Republic for a while? But you know how it is for the kids. She's giving birth next month. She has to pay $1,000 for a C-section and all of those things, and they can't even afford it. So I'm putting together a barrel and stuff so I can send off for her with some baby items and so on and so forth. So that's what I'm in the process of doing right now, so she can get it when the next barrel trip goes off in March is the next shipment.
Okay.
So I do whatever I can to help her. I don't have a lot, and COVID is a lot of things have happened since COVID. Business are not the same, things are not the same. I still try my best to help out. At least I'm going to help her as much as I possibly can. Husband work, it's $250 a month, US. People cannot survive on that.
I know.
So it's very difficult. So it's very dangerous over there. Most times they can't even get out of their homes because there's always the cops and the gangs are fighting and shooting, and she's in a very bad area. So my heart goes out to her, and I really feel for her. So but they can't afford to live in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, keep us posted. We're more than happy to help out again.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I'm trying to see how I can send her some money to help with her C-section.
Mhm.
That I'm packing a couple of barrels for her because she did so much. And I posted the videos and stuff in the chat. She risked her life being pregnant. She's got the most beautiful heart. She will give her last to people that need it. She's in need as herself, but she'll give the people that need it the most. She has a beautiful soul, that young girl, like so beautiful. I love her to death. Yeah, love her to death. So, and I think we're related. We have the same last name.
Mhm.
Does she have other children too as well, Pauline, or is this her first baby?
No, she has a son, her first son. The father lived in the US, so he's living in the US. I think he just turned 12 or 13 the other day.
Right.
And she has a baby that is now 2. And 3. He's now 3, but she was on birth control and she missed one day, she says, and
Yeah.
she ended up being and it's like she didn't know what to do. She didn't tell me for a long time, but then she just didn't have to tell you. And so this is gonna be she's gonna have this other child in Haiti, but she have 3 children altogether, 2 with her and 1 in the US. But she's married, she has a husband, he makes $250 a month, Yeah. So what I've done actually, I send when she was getting married, I brought her a beautiful wedding gown. So what she does, she rented out sometimes to make a few dollars. And I have a couple of wedding gowns here and for her so she can rent it. But people don't get married that often in Haiti, right? So yeah. So that's how she kind of do little things to make money, here and there. So yeah, I have a couple of gowns I'm gonna send to her, some beautiful ones that she can rent and make some additional funds for herself, and help her family. So, yeah.
Mhm. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So this is John Joseph. What's your next project, Pauline?
Well, right now, I know that the need continues in Haiti. The earthquake victims, one time giving them something is not going to do. It does what it does now, but then the need is ongoing. It's not easy though. It's a lot of work. And I'm a single parent. I don't have a husband. You know what I mean? So I have to work, and when I take time off, it does affect my finances. You know what I mean? So I'm not able to work, and I take a week off here, or a day off there, a day there. You know what I mean? And I'm not able to work. So I didn't plan on doing anything maybe until, I don't know, maybe summer, but right now I'm thinking about sending something for Michelle, stuff for her and her family. And also for the people that really help her sort everything out. I'll send some food and clothing for them as well, sort everything out. But I do have a lot of stuff packed up in my storage and I don't know what to do with them because I could use the space as well, and I can't afford to send anything off to Haiti right now. I would like to get rid of the stuff that I have there and send it off to them, but I can't afford to do that. I feel the thing is that because we've done so much recently, it's very hard for me to start reaching out again, to ask, please give, please give, please give, you know what I mean? And even with Michelle, I was thinking I want to have a baby shower for her, and I said, I can't go back and ask people. We just asked people just recently to give for Jamaica, to give for Haiti. And, I can't keep asking. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to do what I can to help her instead of reaching out to ask others to help, so, but I would love to pack up all these things and send them away before the summer, and so I could have my space as well and to just get them off. But I do have to do something with them. My storage is packed all the way up to the ceiling. I live in a condominium, so I don't have a lot of space. And I have storage downstairs, right? So even this, I was saying to my friend, if you can come and help me next week to kind of, well, I'm in the process, actually. I'm doing a course for my car insurance license because I do life insurance and, so on and so forth, investments and stuff. And I'm doing my course for my car insurance license. That way I can bring in some more income. Everybody who drives a car needs insurance, right? But not everybody think they need life insurance or have money to invest. So I've decided to get my license there and to bring in some extra income, right? And hopefully soon I'll find a husband. So please pray for me. So God will send the right person, to my life, So, Pastor.
Okay.
Always one step at a time, right?
Yes. And so I'm excited about everything, and I'm still hopeful, with everything going on. It's hard though. I know a lot of people are having challenges during this pandemic, especially people who live by themselves, especially seniors who would live by themselves as well, And it's hard because I'm experiencing that. Even though I have a big family, I can go and visit them, right? But it's hard. But those people don't have families, right? Or friends, or people don't want people in their homes. You know what I mean? So I know it's very difficult for people right now. And it can get very lonely. Living by yourself in this time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah. I'm actually, sorry, go ahead.
We had a wonderful speaker from the Thorncliffe Park women's community, and she was telling us about how they connect with their seniors and just to make sure that they're all right, that they have somebody to talk to. Yes. So they have what we used to call a telephone tree, and it's some wonderful outreach. Yes, I saw the video. I watched it. Yes, I watched the video because I was watching all the links. I saw the links on the email that Nina sent me, and I was watching that. So it's amazing. There's so many people out there that need help. You know what I mean? Need assistance. And I'm in the process also of starting up a group for women, and it's called Smart Money Queen, and it's going to be a platform where we all can come together, how we can help each other, help women get out of debt, help them to save, help build a legacy, help them to be able to do more in life, to be healthy, to, all these things, it's about body, mind, soul, finances, and all of that. So I'm in the process also putting all that together and to launch in May
May, the day before Mother's Day, is the launch, right? So I'm in the process of doing all of that. And everybody, any woman can benefit from it. It doesn't have, it's not just about finances, because you have some people maybe okay in that area, but they're not okay in other areas. You know, they may be able to help, be able to benefit from the health aspect of it, you know, or just to be a part of something, you know. And then we'll have a meeting every week on Zoom. And then when everything opens up, we can meet in person. And the whole idea as well is to be able to connect with seniors in the community. So people in the group, we can go out and help them. If they want to get laundry done, they want to get some shopping done, or somebody to help them, right? We'll be able to organize those things, you know, to help women in the community to live better lives, you know? Yeah. I'm in the process of.
Yeah, I was thinking, Pauline, there's an organization called the Walnut Foundation for Black men about living with health issues for them and helping them. So I don't know if there's an equal women's group, but that sounds like something they've done. If you want to look at the Walnut Foundation, it's quite an extensive group.
It's called Walnuts?
Yeah, the Walnut Foundation. Yeah. And they're a men's health interest. Initially, it was a prostate support working group, but they realized that in Black community, the men don't always share what their health issues are able to get help. So this has been around for a few years now, but it's based on that idea of reaching out and educating and helping people.
Yes.
Well, men. Yeah. So,
you know, when it comes to life insurance, men pay more. It's more expensive for men because the reason is, I guess it's just the history, right?
Yeah.
We would go to the doctor as soon as we feel like, oh, my head hurts. You know what I mean? We go visit the doctor. But men, they wait, oh, this is, you know, oh, it's nothing, it's all right. And it's when everything gets really serious before they really seek out help. You know, they go to the doctor and seek, help. So they pay more for insurance. So that's the thing with men. They don't go to the doctor as often as women would.
Yeah.
And that's why their lifespan is shorter, I think, too. Yeah. But I know Reverend JJ takes very good care of himself.
I was out running today with my yak tracks on in the snow, and there we go.
Awesome. Yeah, it's all about, staying healthy and, try to eliminate stress and, live a full, right? So, yeah. And I feel very grateful and I feel very blessed to connect with Manor Road Church, United Church. I feel very, very blessed. And I feel honored that, to be a part of this platform here today to share my story as well. And for you, and I feel very grateful that you think of me and that I have something to offer, that I can inspire, others, so I feel very, very grateful. So thank you so much for that.
Well, thank you, Pauline. It's been amazing. Look forward to projects moving forward and how we can help other people. And so back over to you, Susan, to give a thanks.
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. Next week, we've got a double bill. We've got Jordana Wright, Community Building in the Church, led by young Black women. And Reverend Dr. JJ is going to give us highlights of his trip from Thailand. So I hope you can join us then.